We are back with another video. Before we get into the video, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Now, Cardi B is in $4 to $5 million in debt, allegedly. And that is why she is still on Tasha K's ass. Now, it has been reported that Cardi B is demanding blogger Tasha K show up for an examination of her finances in person and to turn over her bank records just months after the two ended their battle over millions of dollars owed. Okay, so it looks like Cardi B still hasn't got her money from Tasha K. Like I said, she wouldn't. Was a waste of time. And with that being said, she wants Tasha K to hand over her bank records because she believes that Tasha K is hiding money. Here's the thing. Cardi B going so hard because her lawyers, she spent millions of dollars on. So that's why she is really going hard at Tasha K. People are saying it's the principle. It ain't no damn principle. It's the fact that she owed her lawyers money. She was selling her album as the same price as a foot-long sandwich at Subway for $5. And she needs money to recoup. I don't think that Cardi B is going to ever fully get her money from Tasha K. And I don't think Tasha K owes Cardi B $4 million. She need to pay the same amount as Milagro, $59,000. She need to pay the same amount as Milagro, $59,000, bitch. Okay, I don't care what the court said. That's why she ain't get her money, because the number was unrealistic. See, during Milagro's case, it was realistic. $59,000 was very realistic. Take that chump change and keep it moving. Other than that, she does not deserve no damn, $4 million. And that's why she hasn't gotten it, because it's not deserved. It also has been reported that Cardi B has sold out 10 of all of her shows so far for her tour. Now, I think she has 34 to 35 shows she's doing total. So let me know if you guys think she will sell out the full 34, 35 shows. But so far, it has been reported that she has sold 10. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I could have sworn that some of these tickets were given out for free, so I don't know if that counts. But a lot of celebrities do that. It's not just Cardi B. A lot of celebrities give out tickets for free. So, congratulations to Cardi B. But it's very interesting that she can't do international tour dates because she knows that won't sell out. Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj, they sell out their international dates. But unfortunately, Cardi B and I also believe Megan Thee Stallion cannot. So that is also very much interesting. But we definitely will see what will happen in the future. So let me know how y'all feel about it. So moving on from that, Rah Ali, Nicki Minaj's former friend and current stalker, decided to put out another skit of her mocking Tasha K and Nicki Minaj. Now, with that being said, she also clapped back at a few fans and said, "When they tell a lie on you, I urge you to tell the truth about them. Drown them in their truth." And then a fan responded and said, "The people say you stole money. We still haven't seen no charges on you. You ain't even locked up." He then responded and said, "No charge because it's not truthful. Not to mention there isn't enough money there to not notice it missing. That's a fact." So remember, Tasha K said that allegedly Rah Ali stole from Nicki Minaj. Nicki never mentioned Rah's name, but Tasha K did. And that's why she's mocking Tasha K now, right? With a skit. With that being said, Rah Ali is trying to insinuate that Nicki Minaj might have some basically financial troubles, okay? She's trying to push that narrative saying if money was missing, it would be noticeable, because she trying to insinuate that Nicki don't got a lot of money, so it would be noticeable if money was missing. Okay, that's what she trying to insinuate. Let me know how y'all feel about it. I think Nicki, it might be a little bit too late, but she needs to send Rah Ali a cease and desist. Because I have a feeling that Rah Ali is just going one day just tell everything about Nicki Minaj, whether it's true or false. People are going to believe it because they don't like Nicki. So she might as well just go ahead and send a cease and desist to keep Rah Ali's mouth shut. It might be too late though. Okay, because she already started talking. I mean, she can send a cease and desist, but, Rah Ali could do what Tasha K do and wipe the cease and desist with her ass like she did with Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if a cease and desist is going to completely work. She might have to file a complete lawsuit. But it's like, damn, Nicki can't trust nobody. And my whole thing is with Rah, if Nicki has little to no money, you definitely must be broke because you ain't got as much money as Nicki Minaj, and I know that for a fact. So I just think that Nicki, she got to pick better people to be around her, and she got to have people sign NDAs because this is messy. Now, Rihanna went to Don Lennon's birthday. They posted pictures, several pictures of them together with Messy Lee. Allegedly, Messy Lee told her to go to the party because he's cool with Don Lennon. A lot of fans are saying that Rihanna and Nicki Minaj's relationship is over and that she has officially cut ties with Nicki. That's what fans are saying on social media. And also fans are also talking about the fact that Nicki has shown Rihanna a lot of love throughout the years, but Rihanna hasn't equally done the same. Okay, Nicki has shouted out Rihanna many times, but Rihanna, for whatever reason, has paid a dust, even though she don't really use social media like that, like she used to. In my opinion, I feel like Rihanna's one of those people where she doesn't feel like she has loyalty to anyone if you're not her real close friend. She kind of moved like Beyonce in that way. Like Beyonce, even Beyonce though, Beyonce not that loyal to even the people that are closest to her. But, Rihanna, she considers her close friends like her childhood friends, Melissa and the people she grew up with. Anybody in the industry are just considered industry people, industry friends, and she feel like she don't have no loyalty towards them. That's how Rihanna looks at things, okay? Beyonce kind of moves similar. So I'm not shocked. Rihanna has, done this to Nicki Minaj before. I don't know why the fans are shocked. There was a time where Rihanna wasn't really fucking with Nicki like that. And remember, she was bigging up Remy Ma and Cardi B, and she was trying to push Bodak Yellow to #1. That was despite, Nicki Minaj, because her and Nicki fell out due to Drake, That was years ago, but they end up getting back cool in 2021. But here's the thing. Rihanna always gonna move the way she gonna move because, like I said before, she feel like she don't need to be loyal to anybody that's not her childhood friend or family. That's how she looks at it, okay? So she hanging out with Messy Lee. She's been hanging out with Messy Lee for years. I got the tea on that relationship on Patreon. And on top of that, I just feel like at the end of the day, Nicki, all she would need is just a good team. She doesn't need industry friends. She just needs a good team, so that way she can continue to, push through in her career. Now, moving on to Beyonce. Beyonce Act 3 is still coming, and she got a few female collaborations, one allegedly with Janelle Monáe. Now, you may be wondering, why Janelle Monáe? Didn't she have a little bit of a punk rock era at one moment in time? Now she just be showing her titties. But there was a time where she was in the suits, the pantsuits, and having the guitar and doing the rock, punk, pop type of alternative music. So hopefully, her and Beyonce can come up with some bops. I do like Janelle Monáe. Just in my opinion, I feel like she went too sexual, for her latest era. It was all about nudity and showing her titties, which is fine. But it was like you were successful without doing that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should have just stuck to who you are because I don't feel like it was genuine. It's like you're not a sex symbol. You know, Rihanna's a sex symbol, J-Ho maybe. You know, there's a few other pop stars that are, but Janelle Monáe to me never been a sex symbol, so I felt like she was kind of forcing it. Now, moving on from that, Tasha K has an urgent message to the Harris family, aka T.I. and Tiny. Allegedly, according to Tasha K, 50 Cent's team is working on a documentary talking about Tiny and T.I.'s essay allegations, you know, that happened a few years ago. And it is allegedly due to the fact that, you know, 50 Cent is not happy that T.I. and his sons have been trolling 50 Cent with diss tracks talking about his dead mama. You know, we got to stay away from the moms. This is why you got to stay away from the mom talk, because it can get ugly up in here. They talking about 50 Cent's dead mama, and now he wants to put a documentary out like he did with Diddy. Okay, see how it just went from 0 to 100 real quick, even though technically 50 Cent started it. You know, no shade. 50 went hard on T.I. and posted Tiny, and that's why the diss tracks have been running rampant. With that being said, you know, he's going to be talking about Tiny and T.I.'s alleged drugging and essay allegations, even though they have not went to jail. I do believe the case was dismissed. So, you know, it's not similar to the Diddy situation where Diddy is in jail. But let me know how y'all feel about it. I think it's about to get very ugly up in here. It's about to get uglier than Kim Barbie. And in my opinion, I feel like all this over verses is kind of childish. I get it, 50 Cent don't want to do a versus. T.I. should have stopped mentioning it. But I just feel like, you know, 50 Cent escalated it by posting Tiny. You took it to a whole nother level. Now they talking about your dead mama. Now a documentary coming out. It's just getting too messy. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's getting too messy. We gotta leave the moms out of it, okay? We don't need to talk about people's alive mamas. We don't need to talk about people's dead mamas, okay? It's just getting messy. And to be quite honest, I haven't really been listening to any of the diss tracks. Are the diss tracks even good? Because I feel like I see them trending on social media, but I don't feel like it's like when Kendrick and Drake went back and forth. Maybe if 50 Cent had dropped something, which I think that 50 should have kept it in the music. You know, I know he don't like to do music no more, but he should have just kept it in the music. But we'll see how this ends, because I think it's going to get very ugly, and I don't think it's just going to stay here. You know, especially when, you know, King, T.I.'s son, is talking to 50 Cent, telling him to dig up his mama and compare her to Tiny. Like, that was nasty, you know, telling somebody to dig up their dead mama and let's compare our moms after that. That was cold-blooded. So it's about to be real messy. Please, we got to leave the moms out of it. Now, the wide receiver, Rah Ali, is still going after Nicki Minaj. Let it go. 50,000 lashings for Rah. She responded to a fan that said, "Oh, you ain't this response. Y'all trying to get people to believe Rah's the bad guy who stole from Nicki. I'll never believe it. Thanks, Rah." She responded and said, "Never taken anything from her. It's not a real accusation. She instructed that woman to say those things. It was completely made up because I wouldn't condone her behavior." Interesting. So basically, Rah says that Nicki only told Tasha K to say that she stole, even though, you know, I don't know if I believe that she fully told Tasha K to say it, but whatever. And it was because she wouldn't condone Nicki Minaj's behavior. Now, I wonder what she's referring to in regards to condoning behavior. Is she talking about the, you know, far right antics, or is she talking about other stuff? Because in the skits that she's been doing, she's been trying to allude to Nicki Minaj having some sort of substance issue. That, you know, she has a substance or drug issue. So I'm trying to figure out which behavior does Rah Ali not condone? That is the question of the day. Here's my thing with Rah. I think she's a little bit of a clout chaser. You know, she did the same thing with Mary Ma, but Nicki should have known. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Nicki, she got to watch a little more as to how people act, you know, because Rah, she was very close to Remy. Then she fell out with Remy, got close with Nicki Minaj. And I feel like, you know, a leopard never changes their spots. There's a reason why her and Remy fell out. Okay. And I think that Nicki needs to choose better people to be around her, because it seems as though everybody that's around her is fake. Even Tay now posting Cardi B songs on, you know, social media, which, you know, that's his right, but you wasn't really doing that before. It's like a lot of these people be fake. You can't trust everybody. Not everybody deserves to be around you. So, you know, like I said before, Rah needs to be sent in cease and desist or a lawsuit, and she needs to shut the fuck up. I understand that, you know, she's upset at Nicki, but I feel like if you're only talking because you want to get your lick back, when you was riding the wave, you didn't say nothing, keep quiet. But anyway, I got some very hot tea on the charts. That's Racist, Blake Lively, 50 Cent, and Diddy on Patreon. Link would be in the description. I hope you guys have a great day.